Hello there, welcome or welcome back to Beauty Bees. I'm Iris and today we're doing a nail polish video. Specifically, if I could only keep 10 nail polishes, which 10 would they be? Now I see a concept very similar to this floating around the beauty community relatively often, and it is, if I could only keep 10 eyeshadow palettes, which 10 would I keep? But the flaw I've always seen in that video concept is that 10 eyeshadow palettes is a lot of eyeshadow. I think that for a lot of people, 10 nail polishes is also a lot of nail polish, but it seems a lot more manageable because 10 nail polishes is actually 10 colors. 10 eyeshadow palettes, if you pick 15 pan palettes, which aren't unusual, that's 150 shades. That's 150 colors you have to work with. So I've picked my 10. It was really hard, actually. I went back and forth on this so many times, and I've settled on a set of colors that I think I'd be really happy with. So let's work from lightest to darkest, and there's so much purple in this video. Just a warning, the lightest shade that I picked is Heather Hustle from the Sally Hansen Insta Dry line. I felt like this would be a beautiful backdrop if I wanted to do nail art. I don't tend to really like white polish. I don't have a good white polish. It's actually something that I'm kind of in the market for. This really fulfills a lot of the same roles for me. I also feel like this is just a very clean, easy manicure. It looks good on my fingers. It looks good on my toes. And I love these Sally Hansen Insta Dry polishes. They're just probably my single favorite formula, or at least the one that I've purchased the most of over the years. It's kind of hard to separate the two, in my mind at least. So let's go one step deeper. And I feel like I've set myself up for failure because there's a lot of colors that are pretty similar in depth here. I definitely have a type. But let's go with this one. I love a brighter green. This is from Nailtopia and is the shade Yacht Week. This is a green that has some subtle shimmer to it. Just adds a little bit more dimension. Again, this looks great on the fingers. It looks great on the toes. I think that this color of green doesn't actually look that good on me. My hands have a lot of redness to them naturally, and this kind of brings out the redness, but I don't even care because I just love this type of color, and the Nailtopia formula is really nice. I've shaken this up now, but there is a little bit of a fill line in this bottle. I wear it quite a bit, and I really need to bring this into my year-long rotating project polish for 4 uses because I feel like I would really enjoy using this. It's not one that I've reached for in at least a couple of months. That's a shame. Another type of shade that I wear all the time is a lighter blue. This one is sort of on the deeper end of what I would consider that light blue shade. This is not quite a periwinkle. It doesn't have quite enough purple for that. I would describe this more as a cornflower blue. This is the shade Route 66 from Color Club, and this is a little bit different than a lot of the similar seeming blue polishes that I see because this has a tiny drop of green in it. I can see why they went with the name Route 66 because it does have sort of that feel like really old denim does, where it also has that almost green tinge to it that you just don't see in modern, at least American denim. It's my understanding that in European denim you see that sometimes. Anyway, I just feel like this looks a little bit more interesting and a little bit more unique than a lot of similar polishes do, but it still gives me that periwinkle vibe, and I love periwinkle nail polish. I own far too many of them, but I decided for the sake of this video, I was only going to pick one of these blues, and I had so much purple that I felt like I needed something that was more of a pure blue with a little bit of green. But my point point still stands. Love that polish. Another similar depth polish is from Zoya. This is Zoya Malia. And it's just the prettiest purple, isn't it? It's a very middle of the road, maybe leaning slightly cool toned purple. I think that it would go really well with this lighter purple. I can totally see myself doing nail art that involves the two of these. This is a bright enough color that it feels really appropriate during summer. It feels very of the season, but it doesn't seem off in winter either because it's not super bold. It's not a neon, but it is still that little pop of color that makes those colder months just a little bit brighter. And I love this. When I had this in that same project that I was talking about earlier, where I was trying to use this 4 times, I flew through them in like 2 weeks because this is gorgeous. And it's the type of color that I just love reaching for and buying again and again and again. And I knew that I wanted something in this family, and this is the one that made the cut. Now I realized as I was putting together my list that I had almost exclusively like really cool tone colors. I had greens, I had blues, I had purples, and I had nothing that was a little bit warmer. And that does reflect what I like to wear on my nails pretty well, but variety is the spice of life, and I just wanted something a little bit more. So the brighter, warmer color that I decided to supplement my greens and blues and purples with is from Misho Beauty. First of all, look at this bottle. Isn't this just adorable? It looks like a little perfume dabber. I think it's so cute. This is the shade Diana, which is a bright poppy red shade. It is more of a red than an orange, but this is a super flattering shade on me. It really reduces the appearance of the ruddiness of my hands. It makes them look very white and very elegant, just, you know, not red the way that greens and blues can sometimes do. And I really like that effect. It also looks really cute on the toes for summer. I think that this is a nice red because kind of similar to what we were talking about with the Zoya, this to me feels pretty summery. However, you wear this in winter and it feels Christmassy. It's a really good balance, and it's something that I could see myself getting a lot of use out of. I felt like I needed a classic red, and maybe this isn't exactly a classic red because it's practically orange, but you know, it's fulfilling some of the same roles. I really like this one. This is one of my favorites in this video. And another favorite is what I have on my nails today. This is deepened up just a little bit by the Moonstone topper from Sally Hansen, which has these little blue ghost shimmers. But this is from Essie, and this is the shade Get a Mauve On. Like you can tell, a little deeper looking on the nails than it is in the bottle. Part of that is that I have 3 coats of this on because I messed it up on one of my fingers just before it completely dried, which, by the way, it takes like a minute and a half for these coats to dry. So it was actually sort of impressive that I managed to mess up my nails that quickly, but I managed somehow. Anyway, this is a really nice neutral color. I feel like this is appropriate for pretty much any formal occasion, and even if this was not appropriate for whatever occasion I had, I feel like this could fill the role, or, you know, depending on the event, a bright red might be good as well. I really like how quickly this dries. I think that having something super fast drying like this in my little nail polish capsule wardrobe would be really valuable, because I do find myself sometimes in the morning looking down at my nails and realizing I am just not okay with going through my day with my nails looking like that and I want to switch them. That's actually how this manicure happened. I realized at, 6 in the morning that my nails were looking real rough, so I took off my nail polish and painted this on, and I like it. I think it's really, really pretty and super convenient. The deepest cream polish that I picked, or I guess cream and shimmer, I guess I've been talking about the two together, is from OPI, and this is the shade Nice Set of Pipes. It is a deep purple, but it isn't quite deep enough that you could confuse it with black. I mean, I guess if the lights were really low, you could, but in like normal inside lighting, no, you'll know that this is a purple. It is pretty full color in a single swipe, so I think it might be good for stamping. I could see myself doing little dodicures with this. So in winter in this scenario, I could see myself going back to this again and again. It really is a pretty fall winter shade. Probably wouldn't wear it as a full manicure super often in spring and summer, but totally for accents, I think this would be perfect. I think this is probably the most standardly fall winter polish that I've picked. That's not super surprising. I tend to really gravitate towards very spring, summer colors really throughout my wardrobe, throughout my life. Even the scents that I like tend to come out in spring and summer. But this is just such a pretty polish. I feel like it would be perfect for that time of the year that's after the holidays, but before it gets nice out, which is like 4 months of the year, but this just seems perfect for that time. Also, fall, before we're ready to be full Christmas mode, yes, this is exactly what I want to be reaching for. I chose 3 specialty finish polishes. The first is a multi-chrome. This is from KB Shimmer, and it is the shade Chroma Chameleon. Now, on camera, it looks like this is mainly showing purple. What I see when I use this is mainly pink. However, in a lot of lighting scenarios, and actually every time that I filmed with this, or filmed while I was wearing this, it mainly looked like a sort of golden olive shade. It's really interesting. It's really shifty. I think that I could bring out some more of that purple that you're seeing on camera by layering it over this OPI polish. I love this. I think it's so visually interesting. When I've worn this in the past, I found myself like pacing around my living room, because I do that sometimes if I haven't gotten to my steps for the day. I was just watching my nails and seeing how they changed in different lighting situations that were really only, maybe a foot or 2 apart. It was just fascinating. And I want something really interesting like this in my little nail polish capsule. Same story with this polish. Crowleys make me happy, so I needed a Crowley. And I thought this one would be super, super fun to bring in. This is from Alicias Lacquers, and it is Tree Frog Forks. It is a bright green Crowley base that has purple, orange, black, and like a hot pink glitters in it. It's so adorable. I think this is a really interesting polish because it feels very spring summer to me, but also I look at this and I think it's perfect for Halloween as well. And it's just so fun. This combination just brings a smile to my face. I love Crowleys. They make me so happy, and this is a really, really good one. I need to bring this out and wear it sometime this month. Mental note to self, wear this polish. And then finally, I decided that I wanted a topper, and the topper that I felt would go with every single cream polish, and again, shimmers, because we're just lumping those together in this video, I guess. This is a gold flaky topper, and it is from People of Color in the shade Kayona. It's So pretty. It looks pretty in the bottle. I've got to give it that. But on the nails, it's just stunning. It looks very high end because there's such a range of flaky sizes in here. I mean, there are some pieces, I think maybe you can see one clinging to the bottle there. Like, that's a good sized flaky, but it also has a lot of very small, I actually don't even know if they're flakies at that point or just really fine little glitters. It's gorgeous. It lays flat against the nail, so you should still top coat it, but you wouldn't absolutely have to if you were in a really big rush. It is gorgeous. I have never put this over a polish and not liked the effect. I mean, I could probably find polishes that I wouldn't like it with. I imagine that these two would not be great, that they might actually be less than the sum of their parts, but I could also be proven wrong. Who knows? But over this red, I wore that recently and was so impressed. I've worn it over deep colors, I've worn it over light shades. It's just gorgeous across the board, and I feel like this would add a lot of variety to the polish only looks that I could do, or I guess that doesn't make sense. The just painted on polish, no nail art involved. I think this would be just an invaluable asset to have. So now I'm going to pop up a picture of these all together. I'm definitely a purple girl. I know that about myself. I am okay with that. I don't want to be like a purple person when I grow up, but I wouldn't be too mad if it happened either. So there is my little nail polish capsule wardrobe. What do you think of mine? If you had to make a nail polish capsule for yourself, what would yours contain? I'd be really interested to hear that. And if you choose to make a video along these lines, definitely let me know because I would love to watch. I am super curious to know what everyone would pick. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider liking and subscribing, and I hope I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys!